When I first started doing YouTube, I've always been the type of guy who wanted to have discussions and debates, try to do things as respectful as possible. If, however, someone attacked me or went after me, I got nastier, I got rougher. I greased up my boxing gloves and I went to work. That's the type of guy I was. Whenever The Amazing Atheist came on and he made his first video response to me, I realized here's a guy who's got some charisma. Here's a guy who has some really neat and interesting ideas. But also I sensed that there was a young man who was projecting his own issues and flaws and weaknesses and fears onto me. Let me give you an example.
I guess I should talk a little bit about Brett Keane and what his videos have meant to me. Now, before I even logged on, before I was even a member of this site, before I decided that I was going to make videos of my own, I used to watch Brett Keane's videos. Now, back in those days, he did not show his face. He did not... it was just a voice. It was always just a picture and a voice, and I liked his voice immediately. I would be lying if I said I had I would be lying if I said I had a positive first impression. My first impression was that he was way too abrasive, way too angry, way too dark and things. But don't worry, Jack. I'm gonna keep this civil. Fuck you. Oh, sorry, Jack. Fuck you. No, sorry. I'm struggling with some inner fuck you demons, and you know how it goes. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Maybe a little bit. He seemed kind of cynical and hard-bitten, and that really wasn't the kind of atheism I wanted to talk about here on YouTube.
For every day that you don't favorite this video, people will die. I'm a man of my word.
But I know that some people can't stand anyone with a different approach. They always think that everyone has to think the same way they do.
I agree. We're all individuals with our own thoughts and our own ideas. The Amazing Atheist at one point in time seemed somewhat rational, seemed somewhat logical, seemed to understand that not everybody's going to agree on issues. But one of the strange things is that everything that he complained about, he was always the one doing.
This is not a movement for ivory tower intellectuals or passive resistors. This is a movement for those who will look the so-called moral majority in the eye and tell them to their face that their most cherished beliefs are wrong. If you are Atticus Finch atheists, we salute your diplomacy and extend you a hearty keep up the good work. But you're not what we're looking for. We want Clint Eastwood atheist, Toshiro Mifune atheist, John Wayne atheists. If you find yourself outraged to the core by the injustices you see perpetrated in the name of religion, the genocide in Darfur, the curtailing of First Amendment rights, the attacks of September 11th, court-mandated memberships to religious cults such as Alcoholics Anonymous, the tax-exempt status of churches, faith-based initiatives, God's name invoked on our currency and in our Pledge of Allegiance, abortion clinics bombed, abortion rights repealed, stem cell research funding truncated, and many more little injustices along the way, then you may want to consider tossing your hat in with us.
For those out there who have not seen this particular intro of The Amazing Atheist, you might actually say to yourself, wow, this sounds interesting. Sounds like TJ's building his own little army. He's looking to open up a cold can of whoop-ass on a lot of people. And at first, there were people who thought that it was a great idea. There were people out there who thought it was fantastic. Other atheists, however, did not think that the title was very appropriate. Other atheists didn't like the idea of group pack mentality, doing like some religious people do, where they pile up in groups and basically try to take over the political system and everything like that. It almost felt as though TJ, for some, not me, was creating his own little Texas Waco Koresh cult. Here, take a listen to the rest of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the things that set a lot of atheists against each other, and division was heard all over.
Atheist, Scum, United. The ASU. If you don't like the irony of the name, we don't want you to begin with. Go join the Rational Response Squad or something. This isn't a movement for all YouTube atheists. There will be those of you who want to join more respectable groups that do a lot of talking and not a lot of acting. And there will be those of you who shun the idea of joining a group altogether. And we here at the ASU completely respect and fully support your decision. We are the Black Panthers of the atheist movement. We will not content ourselves to sit at home and complain. We will not content ourselves to saw the heads off hydras and watch as two grow for each that we sever. We are the ones who will plunge our swords into the hydra's heart and give it the finger as it slinks back into the darkness to fucking die. Before the end of this month, we will have a website and several videos that explain our agenda. If you find yourself interested, write to atheistscumunited@gmail.com to discuss issues or ask questions. If you find yourself wholly uninterested in our movement, then fuck off. We don't expect anyone to join us if they don't agree with our brand of atheism.
Our own brand of atheism? Almost sounds like a denomination, doesn't it, of a church. Our own brand of atheism. A lot of people didn't like that, especially words like agenda and fuck you if you're not our type of atheist and all that kind of shiznit. But I was still open-minded. I was still willing to listen to what TJ had. And his friend One Less God, Judalicious and Exiled, invited me over to see the website. I was able to log into the website before it was completely constructed. This website was called Atheist Scum United. I went in and I found something very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, and I had recorded my screen. I found out that one of his friends, one of his best friends, One Less God, who at this moment on YouTube was considered very popular, very respected, but he had created an article on the same website stating that he was forming basically like that of a blitzkrieg, a militia, to basically flag Christians and Muslims and any atheist that didn't agree on YouTube off of the fucking YouTube. Of course, when I seen this, I was astonished. I was blown the fuck away by what I was seeing. Basically, a bunch of young atheists out there, as well as pissed off, angry adults, were basically forming a group that was going to do an assault on people's YouTube channels. I didn't agree with it, and things didn't turn out so good for me whenever I was the black sheep who started questioning. Judalicious was one of the first people to start trolling me. She was the first one to start attacking me. She said pretty horrible things about my kids. She said that my wife was basically a big fat cow, and basically she couldn't understand why it is my wife would sit there and hook up with me. They were personal attacks. These atheists who are part of the Atheist Scum United were extremely pissed off at me for exposing them on YouTube. So she ended up making a video where she Adobe Photoshopped one of my videos, the description around the screenshot, claiming that I plagiarized. And it got worse, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look.
I was and am the person got Brett Keane banned. Read it and weep. I am. That's right. Even prior to my disappearance from my first account, I was angered that Brett Keane had lied about me and ASU and my cyber pet, the Amazing Atheist. So I created 6 suck accounts 6 of them. Count them, 6. And I began making videos about Brett, his books, his lies, his character flaws, and relentlessly hounded him over the YouTubes. That's right. I did it.
And she went on to make more false accusations whenever she believed I was banned. Now that she thought that I was out of the picture, as well as the Amazing Atheist, as well as a few others of the Atheist Scum United group, they decided to basically try to cover their ass for all the mistakes they had made and what I had discovered and exposed about them. So this young, unstable lady decided that she was going to start accusing people, including myself, of pedophilia. Guys like the Tommy from the Bronx came into the picture, and he told them they need to stop doing what they're doing. It's getting to be bullshit, yada, 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 and the story continues. Atheist ended up flagging the shit out of Judalicious, as well as her friend Exiled. Exiled, I believe, is still on YouTube. She is still as unstable as ever. One Less God ended up, basically, he broke under all the atheists who were going after him because he'd lost credibility. It was proven that he wanted to attack YouTube channels and destroy people's freedom of speech and expression. So there was only one thing to be done afterwards, because none of these guys had credibility. Only the Amazing Atheist was still popular at this point. So the Amazing Atheist had to make some moves. But before that, we get to watch One Less God and
you know, alright, I went on a killing spree and stabbed 15 nuns to death. It was this. He did something that I think was stupid. I don't think he thinks it's stupid. And I can understand where he's coming from. And he did the Bible burning challenge, which I thought was a stupid move. I've said it several times I thought it was a stupid move. And, but he did it, and I understand why, and I didn't get all upset about it. I just didn't comment on it. I didn't say anything one way or the other. I think I may have said, you know, I don't really agree with this, but you go ahead and do it, because you got to do what you think is right. And a lot of other people disagreed, and a lot of people did disagree respectfully, and a lot of people were removed for disagreeing respectfully. And that's wrong. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. But he does have the right. It is his channel. He can do that. And Hardcase Owens does have the right to make a 17-minute and then a 20-some-odd minute, which I didn't watch, video, you know, bashing Brett Keane. That's fine. He has the right to do that, and Brett Keane has the right to block people from his channel. He has the right to tell people. He has the right to block anyone from his channel. It's not censorship. It's his channel. Censorship is when the government comes in and says you can't say something. But if something is privately owned or privately operated, then it's all up to the operator what is allowable. And I think Brett Keane did get a little bit crazy in the defense of his idea. Maybe he went a little too far. Maybe he went way too far. But the thing is, I've never seen Brett Keane do a 17-minute attack video on anyone. I've never seen Brett Keane post anyone's personal information on here. I've never seen Brett Keane do any of the things that I've seen other atheists do to him. So yeah, maybe he did something wrong. I'm the first to admit that. But you know, I've done things wrong myself. I've been as stupid in the defense of an idea as he has. I've been as closed-minded. I've been I've been overwhelmed by my passion towards a specific idea and done things in the defense of that idea that are not admirable. I think that if you are a passionate person, that's happened to you from time to time. So I understand that mindset. But what I don't understand is the mindset of, this person has committed a slight against me, therefore I'm going to tear him apart. And I'm going to sit there for 17 minutes insulting him and making fun of everything from the way he talks to his physical appearance to his financial situation. Just totally personal attacks all the way throughout.
Wow, that is a weird dream. That is really interesting that you would dream that. I actually had a dream about you not too long ago. Would you like to hear it? Sure you would. We're talking about our dreams about each other, after all. So, let's talk about them. I had a really, really, really fucking interesting dream about you, Brett. See, I dreamed that I made this joke where I said, what does Brett Keane do for a living? Maybe he sells drugs. A little joke like that. And I dreamed that you came on and you made this video response to that comment where you were like enraged and you were showing all of your little vanity press books, of which you've sold, you know, 20, 30 copies, and I know this for a fact, I can prove it. And you started shaking them in front of the camera. Look at this book that I paid someone else to publish for me. Look at this book that's rated number 1,000,000 something on Amazon.com. And like it was an accomplishment. I thought it was funny, and you acted as if in the dream you actually were so stupid that you thought people would believe that Vanity Press that books you were publishing through a Vanity Press were supporting your entire family. I mean, you know, dreams are crazy. I mean, they make no fucking sense. I mean, obviously, no one is stupid enough to make a video claiming that Vanity Press books are supporting a family, especially when they're ranked so low, even on the Vanity Press site. I mean, when your last book is ranked 12,000 something on a site of Vanity Press books, you know, where most of the books are like, you know, how-to titles, like how to cook a turkey or whatever, you know. Yeah, it's dreams are strange like that.
The Amazing Atheist was finding out very quickly that this wasn't a dream, and he wasn't in Kansas anymore. He started to realize that no matter how nasty he got, no matter how ridiculous he got in his videos, it just simply wasn't working. The ad homs were causing even more of his credibility to be lost. So he decided to start making hardcore moves towards false accusations.
And you're good at getting people to like you, Brett. You are an expert at it. Because you know just the right buttons to push. But that's all it is to you. It's just buttons. Like, I type out a word, you can type out a feeling. You can make people feel what you want them to feel at any given time. You can always drum up sympathy. And you know, I wasn't even going to make this video until I saw something written to me by a user named Calicomb Cutter in a comments to one of my other videos, the video about Glenn Rebb being banned. He said to me that he doesn't respect me because I insult other people's families. And he followed that up by saying that the only good man on YouTube is Brett Keane. Now, I searched my mind to see if I had ever, on YouTube, insulted anyone else's family. and I couldn't think of a single instance of my doing so. So the only conclusion that I can come up with is that someone... You fucking cocksucker. You know, I don't want to know about your fucking family. I don't want to know about your goddamn kids. I don't care that your 15-year-old finally learned how to wipe his own ass. It doesn't fucking interest me.
You're a fucking worthless, jobless, wife-beating, child-abusing, fucking nigger. Aren't you, Brett? You're fucking good for nothing. And you have a long history on the internet of being good for exactly fucking nothing. Nobody likes you, Brett. Except for J-Dubs. That's because J-Dubs is a fucking faggot-ass fucking butt buddy, isn't he? Stupid, 70 IQ fucking butt buddy. That's what he is. He wants to be the meat in the sandwich between you and your fucking wife, Dawn. And by the way, Brett, it actually amazes me that there's actually a woman out there that will actually sit on top of you and fucking wet your dick.
Shockingly enough, there's a lot of people out there for some reason who still don't know if that's your voice. You know, I didn't just realize it was you from the pitch of your voice, the inflections in your accent and all that. I also realized from knowing you as long as I have that you seem to idolize the Joker from Batman, which is really interesting that you would make a video playing the Joker's soundtrack behind your shit talk that you were doing towards myself and my family. You knew that I would realize right away who you are. You knew right away that I would figure it out. But I think that you didn't realize I was going to figure it out so quickly, which is why you shut down your account, and only recently have you opened back up your troll account. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure a lot of you want some resolution on what happened with the Atheist Scum United. When the Amazing Atheist realized that his nastiness, attacks, and bullshit politics wasn't working out, he started basically going after his friends on YouTube, starting with Captain Awesome as well as myself, and then he quickly got rid of One Less God, exiled Judalicious. Let's take a look. Let's take a look into the memory lane of history.
So, Captain Awesome versus Brett Keane. Wow, I like it. I love internet drama. I fucking so love internet drama. I've got a troll in my soul. I love it so much. A lot of people bitch about internet drama. Internet drama's retarded. LOL. Not me. I love it. I fucking love internet drama. Every time, feelings are getting hurt. People are, bitching and crying and it's throwing back insults and trying to one-up one another. It's fucking awesome. Captain Awesome. Captain Awesome. You are fantastic, man. You deserve that #1 slot that I don't have. Yeah, I love it. When you think about it, Captain Awesome owes a debt to Brett Keane for making this video in response to the video he did, because it marks the first time in history that Captain Awesome has been taken seriously. Congratulations, Captain Awesome. People are finally starting to respect you enough to actually validate your opinion. Congratulations. Good job.
Just a little reminder. When I talk about the doomed, the scum, the people who no longer give a shit, the people who look away from the pain in the streets, the people who don't care who runs the country, when I talk about the filth of the city, I'm talking about you.
You're about to witness the finest and perhaps the final performance by Brett Keane. And yes, performance is the right word. Brett, you are every bit the tragic fucking hero now, aren't you? Yeah. You fit the archetype perfectly. It's almost pathetic. It is pathetic. Really. Here you are now, Brett. Hidden in the shadows. fighting your own puppets. Every complaint you have against these kids and their stupidity, you know who was the progenitor of that shit? You, Brett. It was you. Every little complaint you have against them would have been equally valid against you at your time here. Hey, you know, I think whites are better than blacks, or I think whites are better than blacks, or whites are better than blacks, or... But I won't pretend you're not without your points. After all, it was the fool that pointed out that the Emperor was wearing no clothes. You're a dumbass, Brett. Everything about you sickens me, and I have the right to say it more than anybody. Because, aside from fake Sagan, I stood by you more than anybody. Even when you were trying to claw my eyes out, even when you were blaming me for your YouTube downfall, when all you really had to do was look at your own reflection. Even when I tried to help you, even when I gave you the prompting, told you what you needed to do, told you how you needed to fix what you'd done wrong. Every time you've been offered a little piece of rope, you've used it not to climb out of the pit you've dug for yourself, but to hang yourself with. You have planted the seeds of your own destruction, Brett. Everything that you have done and said has inevitably led you to your downfall. And let's not forget that when you talk about how pathetic this place is and how everyone here is such a fucking loser and we're just wasting our time, remember that you're the one who used to make 7 or 8 videos a fucking day. You're the one who spent your entire life here. You're the one who, even after being kicked out numerous times, can't get it through his thick head that he's not wanted. And yet you keep making these videos. You keep trying to come back. You're not welcome here. No one wants you back.
2 wrongs don't make a right. You know something? I want to drive Brett Keane off of YouTube. Those of you watching this video, you're more than welcome to help out. But I'll go it alone if I have to. And I'm going to dig up all your personal shit. Current addresses. Past addresses. Your fucking charges with the cops over wife beating. Your fucking child custody shit from years ago. Yeah, they'll dig all that shit up. I'm gonna see if there's any way I can get a hold of the authorities about you fucking e-making to support yourself. Because I bet you've never filled out a fucking tax return in your fucking life. And we'll see how that goes. When you're fucking having a fucking flip cam in a fucking prison cell, and while people watch you making your shitty ass videos, you're getting fucking ass by fucking Tiny Tim, a 900-pound fucking somebody beats the shit out of you for once. I'd love to see that. I want to see you go down, fucking goddamn nigger. And anyone else out there who's watching this, it's about time we take the gloves off. Brett Keane shouldn't be on YouTube. He ain't nothing but a little fucking bitch and a nigger. I say beat the shit out of him. Give him a fucking beat down. So, anyone out there wants to join us? Join me? By all means. Brett Keane's been on this fucking website and on the fucking internet for long enough.
It's going to take a little while. A lot of effort to bring him down. But I'm up for the challenge. Aren't you?
To be those extremists out there. I mean, I personally get at least 3 death threats a month, and almost threats of violence that I can't even count. So it's obvious that people there's a lot of intolerant people out there. So don't think that joining us is safe.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, things got really interesting. While I was taking my vacation from YouTube, The Amazing Atheist basically decided to make videos saying that the ASU was dead. There's plenty of videos out there. I could turn this into a 2-hour video if I wanted to. And he also announced that many of the people that he had a part of the ASU were no longer going to happen, such as Captain Awesome, One Less God, Exiled, Judalicious, and all that. Of course not Judalicious. She got herself banned from continuously harassing people. Exiled had some problems for a little while there with people. She had lost complete credibility, and now she's making retarded-ass gardening videos. As soon as I came back to YouTube, almost like it was on cue, The Amazing Atheist made this video to me. After all the attacks, after all the ad homs and insults, he realized I had returned, and now I was able to defend myself from all the false accusations he and his former buddies from the ASU did. And this is that video.
Hey there, Mr. Brett Keane. I know a lot of shit has been said and done between us in the last few months. You've said some shit, I've said some shit. We've both been on each other's case quite a few times now. And really, it's not progressive. It's not doing anything for either of us. It's distracted me from what I wanted to do when I came here, which was fight religion. It's distracted you from what it was that you came here to do, which I don't pretend to know exactly what that is, but I know it probably wasn't to get in fucking fights with people. The whole thing has been pretty fucking childish on both ends, if I may say so. And, you know, I'm not asking you to be my friend again or anything. Maybe someday, but I know that obviously there's probably a little bit too much bad blood for that to happen. But I would like if we could just declare ourselves a little truce. I agree not to fuck with you, you agree not to fuck with me, and maybe we agree to give, you know, to give it a chance in the future for us to maybe someday be friends again. I guess that's all I wanted to say, so I'll leave you to it.
I know what a lot of you are thinking at this point. You're thinking, geez, after he did all that kind of stuff, and then as soon as you come back and you're able to defend yourself, he's going to sit there and call a truce. Well, believe it or not, I actually took it as a sincere video, and I started just leaving it alone and just trying to let it die. But unfortunately, his little buddies just kept on and on and on. There's over hundreds of troll videos out there on YouTube who basically follow up on his accusations, and I wouldn't be surprised for a minute if half those troll videos are bullshit that he tried doing towards me, basically in the background, along with his buddies who are pissed off on how that group went down. So now you know why it is when you go through YouTube you find all this kind of shit about plagiarism and wife beating and all that kind of fucking nonsense, because this little feller here decided to put that forth. So I left him alone. I went on my way to doing my church phone calls and my religious videos and my calm demeanor. But The Amazing Atheist, he ended up making more videos, unfortunately. Even though he wasn't provoked, I didn't say anything to him, he decided to go ahead and talk some more shit.
And there's absolutely no point in you doing this anymore. The people it was clearly directed at, that is, One Less God and Exiled, have, as you know, left. They're gone. They left in utter disgrace and disgust with me and with the entire YouTube community, more with me than anyone else. There was a lot of anger, there was a lot of frustration on their parts. They lashed out at me. I think it's really ironic.
If you want to see some more videos out there with the Amazing Atheist talking repeated shit about yours truly, all you got to do is type in the Amazing Atheist and Brett Keane, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll end up putting some stuff over in Twitvid for you guys all to see for yourself that this is the case. Most of the time, ladies and gentlemen, you know this to be true. I've always spent my time doing church phone calls and religious stuff. I don't focus on what other atheists are doing very much. Unless I feel like they're doing something wrong or they're going down a wrong path, I try to correct them, because I don't want shit like this happening where atheists end up making fucking fools of themselves in front of the public like this, or even behind closed doors. Unfortunately, a lot of fucking bad blood, a lot of shit has happened. And in a lot of people's eyes, some atheists do seem like what the Amazing Atheist's appropriate title was. Atheist Scum United. Well, TJ, this video's been about you. Why don't you go ahead and end this out for us?
We are the ones who will plunge our swords into the Hydra's heart and give it the finger as it slinks back into the darkness to fucking die. Before the end of this month, we will have a website and several videos that explain our agenda. If you find yourself interested, write to atheistscumunited@gmail.com to discuss issues or ask questions. If you find yourself wholly uninterested in our movement, then fuck off. We don't expect anyone to join us if they don't agree with our brand of atheism. All we ask that such people do is keep the fuck out of our way. Amazing Atheist, peace the fuck